TikTok and my YouTube channel. Good morning. Good morning. Follow me and like this video. Good morning. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Just kind of getting set up here. I am on TikTok and I am on my YouTube channel, so I'm doing this in two different places. Like this live and follow me. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Doesn't matter where. Let me know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. And today, actually, I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And today, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're using social media for. If you're not using it correctly, if you're trying to attract people to you, you're probably not going to do that if you want to do it correctly. But today, I wanted to talk to about track, automate, earn, and talk about the 2-hour workday. If you using social media, you can do attraction marketing, which is way better to have people come to you versus you chasing people, bothering family and friends, or having to private message people. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to use it. They just send links to different things, and people in privately in Messenger on Facebook, or DMing people on Instagram. It's a little harder. You can DM people on TikTok. It's a little harder. But I wanted to talk to you about a better way that you can do that. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Norma. Good morning, Tan. Is that what 8597? Is that what people call you? Good morning, Mandy. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. Drop in the comments something you like to do. I love to go to the movies. Nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. And I've been doing these, actually, it's coming up on, I've been coming live every day on TikTok and YouTube around 10 a.m. It's a little before 10 because I have an appointment later. But I've been doing these the last, couple of weeks. It's almost a month. Somebody asked me to do a training on social media marketing, which I did. I did one on email marketing. I'd be happy to do, if you're trying to figure something out, I'd be happy to do a training on this. You can drop me a comment. And if it's something I've done, I would be glad to do it. If I haven't, I don't think it's ethical to train or teach on something you haven't done. I can probably give you a resource. I had somebody else the other day on YouTube that asked me to do a video on CPA marketing. I know what that is. I've never done it. I've never made any money with it. So I don't think it's ethical for me to teach or train on it. I did give him some resources because no matter what it is, there's probably at least some resources out there. I've been doing this for a long time. I know a lot of things. I don't know everything. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, user 6674. What do people call you? Good morning, after school, Ma. Good morning, Louise. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Today, I wanted to talk about attract, automate, and earn. If you are using social media and you're not using attraction marketing, you're probably making a lot more work for yourself. And it's the attract, automate, and earn. It surrounds a 2-hour workday because you can get this down to 2 hours a day. And I've been following a blueprint doing that, working about 2 hours a day. Because when I get off this, I have a few more things to do, and then I'm done. I'll be done before noon. And I'm just coming up here in my office about 9 o'clock or a little after 9 o'clock. So, and I'm on multiple platforms. If you're using one platform, even if you're new, because you just want to pick one and do it until you master it, pick something you like, because if you don't like it, you won't stick to it. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I'd be glad to answer it. If I can't answer it, I'm sure I can give you a resource. Good morning. I'm not even sure what that is. Good morning, Lady Di. Good morning, Home Goods. Good morning, Azim. Good morning, Darlene. Um, Good morning, Gina. Some of these things are coming up and they're hard to read, and then there's just a bunch of numbers. I think when somebody comes on TikTok and you don't put a name in your username, they just assign you a number. Yeah, I really appreciate it if you could if you're on my TikTok account, like the live. If you're on my YouTube channel, like the video or the live. I'd really appreciate it. It would help my TikTok account out and it'd help my YouTube channel. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. Ooh, Anna, Sherry. So I wanted to talk today. What are you on social media for? Because it doesn't really matter what you're on social media, what you're doing, unless and I have had people say to me, they're just bored, so they jumped on. That's fine. But if whether you have a cause you're supporting, you have an offline business, you have an online business, you have a product or service that you offer, and you're using social media, you can, and this is a thing where you're using attraction marketing, attract, automate, and earn. If you're not automating it, you're making a lot more work for yourself because you want to be sending people to a system. And last week I talked about email marketing. You want to send people to, it's a website, a capture page, a landing page where you get the person's email address and you get them on your email list, and then you have a series of automated emails going out. And I didn't know this when I started. I spent a whole year sending people to a replicated website, which you never want to do, to get people on your email list. And then that email list, that's where the automation comes in. It's working 24/7 for you. And that's how you see it. And I have had this happen. I've woken up that I made money when I was sleeping. I made money when I was doing something else. That if you get this set up correctly, and you need it set up correctly in a proven system, you can attract people to you, automate the whole thing, and make money. And a lot of us got into this industry to make money. I did. I couldn't find a job. Nothing wrong with that. But you can actually end up saving, and a lot of other people, and I did too. You're taking back your time, because if you're working a job, drop me a comment. Do you work a full-time job or a part-time job? I was spending, and I lost that job, I was spending 2 to 3 hours a day just commuting in my car. And if I could get up and back in an hour, that was usually only really early in the morning. If there was anything else going on, it was over an hour. And I know there was one day I left at 4 o'clock and we were getting light snow. It wasn't like a really bad snowstorm. I didn't get home till after 7 o'clock. You can get back your time, get more time to spend with your family, your kids, doing what you love to do. And if you're working a job, you're probably never going to be able to do that. Or maybe you're getting close to retirement and you don't have the money to retire. You can set this up and be earning passively. It totally works. My mentor in the last 2.5 years, she's made $6 million. She's completely set herself and her family free. They just spent 3 weeks. They were in Greece, Turkey, and Italy, and that was something that was on our bucket list. And this industry, if you take this seriously and you plug in, and you do have to do the work. There's work involved. I don't want to tell you there's not, because anybody you see that's doing this, that's making money, they were coachable, they were consistent, they put the work in, and you can get this down to a 2-hour workday, which you're never, unless you have a job that it's 2 hours, but then you got to add in the time, how long, and if you're going into an office, the length of time takes you to get there, and then the length of time it takes you to go from the office back to your house. So it'll be more than 2 hours. So if you're jumping on, let me know while you're on social media. Today I wanted to talk about attract, automate, and earn, about how you can do that using a 2-hour workday. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Naomi. Good morning, Grateful. What do people call you? Good morning, Tandy. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Shelley. Good morning, Samuel. I'm online. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this actually be 14 years next month, so I know a lot. I don't know everything. If there's something I don't know that you're trying to figure out, I can definitely give you a resource if I don't know it. But you can attract people. You want to attract, automate, and earn, using attraction marketing. If you're using social media, one of the ways you can attract people to you. And now every day I post 3 videos on my TikTok account, and I post those same 3 videos on my Instagram account. I'm putting out my niche is the make money online niche, videos that are congruent with my niche. and I'm giving out free value. To anybody who finds my TikTok account, my Instagram account. I do the same thing on YouTube. Usually, I just put up one video a week on YouTube. I'm live streaming every day on YouTube and my TikTok account. And I've been doing some trainings. I've been talking about how to use social media correctly. Because if you haven't gone through some sort of training, or you're not following somebody that knows what they're doing, that they're willing to teach you how. I did another live the other day about how to set up your profile correctly to optimize it, because a lot of people that are using social media, you haven't set up your profile correctly. If you do that and you set it up correctly, you can attract people towards you. So people, when they see your account, they know what your account's about. You want to put a good picture on, so people can see you. And people make that mistake. They don't put a good picture, or they put a picture of them and their kids or their dog, and that's cute and all that. But you want to make it a picture of yourself so people can see you, see your face. They know you're real, because that's with this whole environment with the internet and social media and all the fake accounts. Now, I know there's so many fake accounts that people have made on TikTok and on Instagram, because if you get any kind of following, people are going to start to do that. They steal your picture. I've had people just, download and take my videos. Their videos are of me, and I think they think, well, if I'm in the video, then the account's real. The way you can tell somebody that their account's fake, if you go to their username, like mine on TikTok is the real Linda Bomba. If you look at it and you look at it closely, there's something slightly different about it. They put an extra letter, they put a sign or a number or a symbol or something in it. And because no two people can have the same username on any platform. And that's a fake account. I don't know how because some of them get a decent amount of followers, if they're buying followers or what, or they took an account that had, because some of these people are doing things that are unethical. And then what they start doing is they start messaging people that are following me. I'll never message you. I'll never ask you for money. I don't do crypto or Forex. And these people are, trying to talk people into giving them money. And there's people I know that have gotten ripped off, that they're going to take it and make all this money. I had somebody message me and say, if I gave her $1,500, she could turn that into $18,000 on a Cash App, like in an hour, which is ridiculous. I think she even said less than time than that. That's a scam. And it was somebody this was on Facebook. It's somebody I am friends with, but she took her account, the name, it's a fake account. She took her pictures, she took her videos. I mean, they just take your stuff, which isn't really very ethical, that you're taking someone else's content and then they're trying to put it on an account with your name and make people think that it's you, and it's not. So I don't message people. So if somebody's messaging you, it's not me. I would block them. I mean, if you're on my live now on YouTube or TikTok, these are my real accounts. It's me, and anybody that's creating a fake account, they can't do a live stream, because they actually need to have me in it, and they're not me. But there's a ton of that going on, unfortunately. And I talked to Meta about it. Meta says it's not against their community guidelines violations, people that create fake accounts. Now, if they started charging everybody, that might eliminate a lot of the fake accounts, because these people that are setting up fake accounts, trying to rip people off, are not going to pay for an account. Now, I'm verified on Instagram, and that costs me, I pay $15 a month for that. Because, tell people on Instagram, if my account's not verified, then it's not me. But you can always go to the handle. There's something slightly different about the handle. They put something in there. It could be an extra letter, a character, a line or something, that's not because if you look at mine on YouTube, it's Linda Bomba, and on TikTok, it's the real Linda Bomba. There's something in the handle that's different. So it's a fake. That means it's a fake account. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Why are you on social media? I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Would love to know why you're on social media. There's over 1 billion people on social media. So if you've got a cause you're supporting, or you have an online or offline business and you're trying to get exposure for it, if you learn how to use social media correctly, there's over 1 billion people on social media that you can get in front of, and you can do it all for free. I mean, if you want to do paid advertising, you can, but you can spend a lot of money on that and then not get a good return on whatever it is that you're trying to do. And social media will allow you to do that. If you're new, I do recommend you pick one platform and do it until you master it. Pick something you like, because if you don't like it, you're probably not going to stick to it. So I do suggest that. Good morning. Is it Paintman 26? Good morning, Grateful. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. If anybody's got any questions, I have done some trainings on some of these. People have asked me. Somebody asked me to do a social media marketing training, which I did last week. I did one on email marketing, because if you're using social media and you're not, good morning, thanks for jumping on. What do people, no, I'm not saying your name correctly. For Rose, what do people call you? So that I could call you that. Maybe you have something, a nickname. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. If you're using social media for anything, whether you've got a cause you're supporting, you have an online or offline business, if you learn how to use it correctly, it gives you the opportunity to get in front of billions of people every day. And there's literally billions of people, and it's kind of changed the game. You can do it for free. I've generated tens of thousands of leads for free using social media. You can do paid marketing, but you can spend a lot of money on paid marketing and not get a good return on your investment. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I'd be glad to answer it. And if I don't know something, I do know a lot of things. I don't know everything. I can probably give you a resource. If there's something you're trying to figure out, I can do a training. I did one on social media marketing last week. I did, let's see. What do you mean by please make your online friends? I'm not sure I understand the question. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. On YouTube, and since you're on my YouTube channel, there is no such thing as friends. So I'm not sure what you mean. Please make your online friends. And on Facebook, there's that. You have friends on Facebook, but please keep any nickname. Okay, I'm not sure I know what you mean by that. I do have a nickname, but my family calls me that, and even significant others call me that. So I don't use, I use people call me Linda. That's my name on my birth certificate. But I'm not sure what you mean by please keep any nickname. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Oh, you're not good in English. Okay. Well, I only speak English, so I'm not sure what I can do. I did take 2 years of Spanish, but I can't. I'm not good enough on it to keep a conversation. I have a mentor who's bilingual in Spanish and English, but if there's something you need to ask me again, you can. If you don't understand it, and I'll try to explain it again. But since English is my only language that I can speak fluently, and what language, if you're not good at English, what language are you fluent at? Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, see you. Good morning, Carl. Good morning. I can't see. It begins with a J. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. Today I was going to talk a little bit about attract, automate, and earn. If you're using social media, you can attract people to you. Okay, so if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Drop me a comment. Let me know why you're on social media. If you have a question or something I can help you with. But today I was talking about track, to automate, earn, about the 2-hour workday. You can get this down to 2 hours a day. And if you're just using one social media platform, if you're going to use more than one, and if you're new, I don't suggest that. I suggest you pick one platform, pick something you like, and do it until you master it. I've been doing this for a long time. Actually, it'll be 14 years next month. So I'm on multiple platforms, and I have traction on YouTube. I have traction on TikTok. I've got traction on my Instagram account. And I actually, for Instagram, I spent a whole year in a coaching program learning from somebody from who he does 10 million a year on Instagram, so he knows what he's talking about. The things about the videos, I can use that on other platforms, but Instagram has some things that the other platforms don't. And one of the things I like the best about it is your stories. You can put them in your highlights on Instagram and they remain there. Every other platform, when you do a story, it's up for 24 hours and then it's gone. And you can reach people with stories. Some people just like to look at stories. Some people like to look at videos. So if you're on any platform and you're not using stories, you probably want to start using those. And other than Instagram in the highlights, the stories only last 24 hours. So you have to be consistent with posting stories. On TikTok, I usually take my videos, my reels, and I post them in my stories. I get some leads that way. So if you're not using stories on whatever platform you're on, now YouTube does not have stories. They did put shorts in there because of all, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter now X, they all have reels, they all have short video. So I think YouTube felt that they had to do something, but I still look at YouTube as a how-to platform. And I know I've done this, and tons of people do that. They're trying to figure out how to do something. So they go to YouTube and they search how to, whatever it is. It's longer form video. And if you are showing somebody, how to do something in particular, YouTube is really good for that because it's kind of hard. Like I was looking how to put a handle, how to replace a handle on a toilet, and there's some videos on YouTube that show you how to do that, but they're longer than a few minutes. And I mean, on Instagram, the shorts after 3 minutes they cut you off. Now TikTok, they can be as long as 10 minutes, but it's harder. And it's harder to be able to, like, I screen share a lot on YouTube when I'm doing a video because I'm showing people how to do something. You can pull up the screen to whatever it is and actually show people what you're doing. Where that's a lot harder. You can't do that on short reels on Instagram or TikTok lets you can pull up one screen, but if you're moving around to and you've got more than one thing you're trying to show, it's kind of hard. So I really look at YouTube like that. And plus, YouTube's a search engine, so you have to learn search engine optimization. Although it doesn't hurt on TikTok or Instagram. I stopped using Instagram hashtags on Instagram. So one of my mentors were saying you don't want to do that, but I still use them on TikTok. I'm not sure now if the value is as much as what used to be, putting hashtags on something. But if you're going to use hashtags, you want to use it. You want to make them congruent with whatever your niche is, whatever you're doing. So those kind of people, if they're looking for a hashtag on a search word, whatever platform, that you're giving a chance for your content to show up so people can see it. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach people how to do the same thing. Today I was talking about attract, automate, earn, the 2-hour workday. And you can get this down to 2 hours. And if you're new and you're not used to creating content, you're not used to a platform, I do suggest you pick one. It's probably going to take you longer in the beginning. And as you get better at it, and you'll get better, you'll get faster. You can get this down. If you're just using one platform, you can get this down to 2 hours a day. I'm on multiple platforms. I'm just not on TikTok and YouTube. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. So I'm using multiple platforms. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have some traction on all of them. So I do suggest you do one and get yourself into a routine. Like non-negotiables for me right now are doing this live every day. I post 3 videos. I put 3 videos on my TikTok account. I take those same videos and I put them on my Instagram account. Because if you're not putting out content, people will never find you. And I have found that if you're using TikTok or Instagram, the sweet spot's 3. I've tried 1, I've tried 2, I've tried 3, 4, 5, and I've tried even 10. And 3 really is the sweet spot. 3 videos a day. If you're trying to build a following, and I just posted in a group that I'm in that I'm close to 100,000 followers on Instagram, and some people were commenting on my post that they're struggling to get like 1,000, and really if you want to learn this, you need to learn from somebody that's already done it. And I spent a year doing that. I did not have a mentor. The training I had was a 3-page PDF, which isn't enough. And I was working off of that. I was setting up pay-per-click ads. I spent $3,000. I didn't make any money. I was sending people to a replicated website. Good morning, Mom Daily Pay. Good morning, Sonia. I'm sending people to a replicated website, which you never want to do. And if you don't have a proven system that you're sending people to, like a website or a landing page where you can capture the person's email address, it's best if you have something you can give away for free. If you're promoting something else, a company, you could ask them if they have something you can give away for free, or you can make your own. It's not that hard to make it. You can make a PDF, you can make an ebook. I have a PDF. You can give away a webinar training if they have something you could use, because you're giving people something away for free in exchange for their email address. And if you're using social media, you want to build your email list, because that's really the only thing you own and control. You don't own your social media accounts. You don't control them. You can lose them at any time. I lost 10 TikTok accounts. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. I had a Facebook group. I had over 60,000 people. Facebook deleted it. So you don't own them. You don't control them. You can lose them at any time. So that's why you want to get people on your email list. Because if you're sending them to something like a sales page or a replicated website, you only have one chance to talk to them, and then they're gone. And most people don't buy on first touch. Now, I do get some sales where I've had people buy on first touch. Most people are going to have to see something, a couple times, maybe 4 or 5 times, 10 or 12 times. It doesn't matter. But I mean, I had somebody who was following me, on TikTok. She got on my email list in October 2024, and she just bought something from me in July. And I did talk to her a few times on TikTok and in Messenger, and she was messaging me. So, I mean, people need to see things multiple times. And unless you have a really huge following, and you have a really big email list, I mean, like if you got like 30,000 people on your email list, which if you're starting out, you're probably not going to have that many. And you want to use a tool called an autoresponder, which most of them, you can start with them for free. But once you get up, now the one I'm using right now, you can have 2,000 subscribers and have an account for free. Most of the others are like 500 that you can start with it for free, but you're eventually going to have to pay for it, because it is an asset. It's something you want to build. And then as you build an email list, you can send emails out and make money. And social media, you could lose your account at any time. I lost 10 on TikTok, and actually I stayed off of TikTok for like a little over a year. And last June, I really started posting again on it, like 3 videos a day. I had the same thing happen with Instagram. Somebody hacked my account and deleted it. I had 2 others. Instagram was reviewing it, and then they did not rule in my favor, so I lost those 2. And so I started again, both on TikTok and Instagram, posting last June. And now my TikTok, I'm up to about 75,000 followers, and I'm almost at 100,000 on Instagram. And if you want to use social media, if that happens to you, you have to start over again. The thing is, I've mastered that skill. I know what to do. Now, I don't want to lose any more accounts, but if I would lose them, I know what to do. And that's where, I mean, the skills you master, nobody can take away from you. And that's what you want to focus on. And really, this business is 2 things. It's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both. I mean, if your head's not right, it doesn't matter. You can learn every marketing skill there is. And most of us, when we got into this, we had a broke mindset. I did. And most people that I talk to have a broke mindset. Mindset is really important. You spend a little time listening to something every day. And if you go to YouTube and search The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, it's about a 30-minute video. You'll see a bunch of them. They're all the same. I started listening to that. Actually, a friend of mine told me about it over 7 years ago. I started listening to that like every day for a year. And if you really listen to that and take it in, I thought it was so profound the first time I listened to it. That's something that can help you with your mindset. I mean, there's plenty of things out there that you can listen to. But this business really is 2 things: mindset and skill set. The people that you see making money, they were coachable, they're consistent, they put in the work. And while you can get this down to 2 hours a day, it does involve work. that you're going to have to put in, and you may have to do it for a certain length of time until you get some traction, because you may get on a social media a platform, start an account, and you may not have anybody liking your stuff or getting any followers, and the consistency doing that every day. And I do suggest you post, if it's TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, you do 3 reels a day that you post them. I found that that's the sweet spot. I spent a year in a coaching program learning Instagram, and I'm just following what I was told, what I learned in that program. I mean, it works because the guy who it's his program, he makes on average about 10 million a day, not a day, a year from Instagram. So he knows what he's talking about. Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Loving Life. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I'm doing online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this, actually, it'll be 14 years in September. I know a lot of things. I certainly don't know everything. If I don't know something, I most likely I can give you a resource, because I don't think it's ethical for me to train or teach in something I haven't done. Somebody last week asked me to do a social media marketing training, which I did. I also did one about email marketing, because if you're using social media, email marketing is definitely a piece of it that you want to do. Good morning, Presiding King. What do people call you? Good morning, me. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Today, I wanted to talk, and that's in the title on both TikTok and YouTube: attract, automate, earn, about the 2-hour workday. You can get this down to 2 hours a day. If you're brand new in the beginning, it's probably going to take you longer. And if you're just on one platform, the 2 hours a day is totally doable. We've got over 50,000 people in our group. Our group is on school.com, SKOOL.com. That's the group that I'm in. That's for people who are paid members. But we are in there sharing stuff and learning from each other. You want to learn the correct way to use social media, because there's a lot of people out there that they're not doing it the correct way. You can get yourself in front of billions of people. It doesn't matter if you've got a cause you're promoting, you got an offline business, an online business. There's billions of people every single day on social media that you can get in front of, and get whatever it is you're doing, your message, something you're supporting, an online or offline business, in front of people. And you can do it for free. I've generated over tens of thousands of leads using social media for free. Yeah, sure, you can do paid marketing, but you can spend a lot of money and not really get a good return on your money, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because not all paid traffic works. Now, Facebook ads work, but there's a lot of moving parts. And if you don't have the skill to know what to do, how to set one up correctly that'll convert, and then you're putting $5, $10, $15 a day on it, then you're spending a lot of money that you're probably not going to get a return. You can hire someone to do that, but that can get really expensive. I know a guy, he charges something like $3,000 an hour, and people will pay him that because he's that good. But Facebook they do work, but there's a lot of moving parts. And if you don't know the moving parts, then you can end up losing a lot of money. Good morning, Caitlin. Good morning. I don't know if that's David or Dawn. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. If you've got a question, drop in the comments. If there's something you're trying to figure out and I can do a training, I'd be happy to do that on this. Today I was talking about attract, automate, earn, the 2-hour workday. And you can get this down to 2 hours a day. But in the beginning, and I do suggest, if you're just starting out, you just pick one platform. And it may take you a while to get used to some things. And as you get used to them and you get better at them, you get faster. And you definitely get this down to 2 hours a day. We've got over 50,000 people in our group that are working the 2-hour workday. It definitely works. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning. Is it Steffi? I'm not sure I'm seeing that. Good morning, Ashley. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in. I'd love to know why you're on social media. If anybody's got any questions, drop in the comments. Or if you have a training you want me to do, And I'm probably going to end this in a few minutes unless somebody has some questions. I am here every day doing these. I'm here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I've been doing these every day for the last couple of weeks, and I tend to keep doing this until I say otherwise. If there's something you need help with, I've personally spent over $100,000 learning from different people. I do know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. If there's something I can help you with. If I don't know, I can probably give you a resource. Because if you're trying to figure this out on your own, and it really doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're doing it, a message you're trying to get out, a cause you're supporting, you have an online or offline business, if you want to learn how to use social media correctly, and you can, use attraction marketing to attract people to you so you're not chasing people, you can automate it and earn that way. Because if you're doing such stuff on social media, you're not sending people to a capture page or website where you can get their email address. They're just going to go off wherever you're sending them, and then you don't have the chance to keep communicating them. People do business with people they know, like, and trust, and people aren't probably not going to buy from you on first touch. So that's whatever it is you're doing. And again, if you're trying to figure something out, I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. And since nobody has any questions, I'm going to end this now. I will be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for jumping on. I'll see you tomorrow.